introduction. Welcome to the Project TIMS. Project TIMS is an initiative of Era Africa. Is a program we set up to discourage the instant gratification of people thinking becoming successful is an overnight something, and then to encourage people to know that hard work, perseverance, determination is needed for someone to achieve success. And of course, we are doing this by inviting successful people in their walks of life at different levels to share their story with us. And today we have with us Mr. Lawoyin. Mr. Lawoyin is a founder, an ex-CEO of Lucy.ng and presently the CEO of PriceValley.com. Mr. Luda, can you tell us in brief, within 15 minutes, comprehensively, your journey so far from education to career and to present activity you are doing?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wale. Sorry, is it Balogun or Adewale? Which
Balogun,
is your?
Adewale is the same thing. Balogun, Adewale.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Balogun. Yeah. So, thanks for the opportunity, and sincerely, I wasn't thinking it was going to be a video kind of interview. So, I mean, I just woke up not too long ago, so I'm quite rough and all that. I'll have, comb my hair at least. But since it's just about the message and all that, I'll just go ahead. Once again, thanks for the opportunity. So, like you rightly explained, my name is Luther Lawoyin. My full name is Olalaye Luther Lawoyin. So, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. So I finished secondary school 2000 and proceeded to university. First, I was in Ife studying geology, but I didn't get the hang of it, so I left Ife about 2 years into that. Then basically didn't go straight back to school, but I went doing all sorts, just trying to find my footing like any youth would want to do. So I appreciate the concept of this interview, trying to encourage youth to not to actually aspire to do what they need to do, but to understand that it's a process and not just an overnight journey. So with that, I'll just explain what my journey was like in the best possible way. So like I said, I left university, then like every youth, I was trying to figure out what next to do in my life, because university then, especially the course I was studying in Ife, had really nothing to do with what I wanted to do. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, but I knew that there was something that, I could figure that I wanted to go into business, but I had no idea what to do, how to go about it or anything. So was anything that came to my mind then that, I just used to think about and write on, or trying to build a business plan around it and all that. So that went on for quite a while. So eventually I was able to, I think the first, standard thing that I did as a business, especially as a tech business, was passjam.com.ng. So about that time, I figured out how many, that there were quite a number of secondary school leavers taking JAMB. I took it myself twice to understand how, how it went. So I had to, so the easiest thing for me to do was create a platform that could solve that problem for people, where they could go online and solve problems or see solutions to problems and all. So that was like my initial, startup that I did by myself. Okay. So let me back up the story a bit. Before then, I had not taken any job. Well, I had not finished university, so nobody was going to give me any job anyway. But, I wasn't actively looking for one. So my background, basically, I think why I was interested in business was because my mom was a businesswoman. She was a teacher, but she had a small business, which was about catering. So I used to help out.
Sorry, can you put it in mind, because it's louder, like,
okay.
Sorry for the stress.
Okay, no problem. So so my mom used to make cakes and donuts and things like that. So that was where I think I started learning what business was about, because I was involved in the processing and this delivery, just following up and down and all. I think that was where the interest kicked in. So from then on, I've been looking for stuff to do.
Sorry,
You know, typically.
Mr. Leader.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to turn that into landscape? Sorry for the.
Okay.
I think you do.
Let me try. I'm trying to have to figure it out.
The phone just on the landscape. Okay,
I'm trying to figure out where to do that. Okay. I'm using a mobile.
And that's one thing. Just turn the mobile to landscape, just like this. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Thank
All right,
you.
I figured it. I thought I had to do something. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So so that was where I piqued my interest, and I tried out many things before I eventually did PassJam. So PassJam was like a test prep site where students could go on. About that time, I had not gotten back to university. I was just doing that to check out, I mean, as my first startup per se, and it went quite well. We got, you know, students using it and stuff like that. But about almost 2 years into that, I sold it to another company called Pastor.ng. Pastor.ng is still running today. But the founder, died a couple of years ago. So I sold it to him, and from then I moved on to partner with a friend to start up a company called Potato Lagos. So Potato Lagos is like a food delivery company. Like we used to make like 3 different meals, but using potato alone: sweet potato, Irish potato, and sauces and all that. And it went quite well, but we had our differences, and I had to leave the company for him, and the company eventually ended. So from then I moved on to Lucy. Some of the proceeds I got from from PassJam, I invested in Lucy, and so my friend and I started building up Lucy. That was about 2016 or so. And about that time I went back to university, or a little before that time I went back to university to complete my BSc. But I moved, I instead of going for geology, I went for business administration, which was something inclined to what I was doing already. So it wasn't like a struggle for me to get a hang of anything I was learning. So that went, and Lucy, we built Lucy to a appreciable level. Then I came about Price Pally, then I resigned from Lucy, and right now we're working on Price Pally. So that's been my journey so far. Yeah, if I could just put it in short, and if I could compress it, I would say that I went from from leaving university to trying out to trying out myself in life. Like I went independently trying to figure out what to do with my life, which every youth actually at the point in time, is it that they went to university, or after university they find out that they have to actually think of what to do with their lives and stuff. Sometimes people don't, it's not, some are not even fortunate to go to university, or I won't even want to use the word fortunate because it might not be for everybody in the end, but some after secondary school, at the point, a typical youth would try to think of what to do with their lives, and that's like the most critical point of their lives. And that's when people make the most critical decisions. Some try to go, fast and, try to do whatever means to get to it, maybe Yahoo or whatever, but, eventually that's not sustainable. And some actually take a career path or the entrepreneurial path, and whatever path you choose, my own advice is just make sure that it syncs with you as a person, as what you think you are here to do, as your individuality. Like what exactly, everybody has that thing inside of them, like a map or a compass that tells you this is the right thing, or even if you don't, it's a journey, it's a process of you finding that exact thing you are made to do. Yeah. So that's what I'll put it in short.
All right.
I hope I answered it well.
That's short and straightforward. We are going to ask there are some things that I need to ask. I know along the way from when you started from Passenger to the other business before Lucy, I think I got in contact during 2015 Microsoft Cloud Pioneer program. That's when I know about losing. So, because there's a lot of challenges, for somebody who has been in that road knows every successful achievement has a lot of challenges in between. What are the challenges you encounter, and how did you overcome it to maneuver over it and get to where you are presently?
So, well,
maybe
the way I see challenges
and what do you think? How do you overcome it?
Yes. So the way I think of challenges is not it's an everyday thing. Like it's every day. For instance, this morning I have a couple of challenges about delivering to customers and timing and all that we have to work on. But if I was to put it as most critical challenges, that would be actually you know, Nigeria is tough. That's the truth about it. Like the environment is really, really tough for even people who want to choose a career path to find a job, or people who want to be entrepreneurs to create jobs or do their own business. It's a very tough environment. So Nigeria itself, it's it's a problem. Like it's a challenge for any individual that is, especially if you are not well-to-do, the 1% or the elite in this country. So I went through all the challenges Nigeria poses at you, which is, even getting your registration, company registration done, or, or electricity to run your business, or, grants, money to start off your company, or, getting a loan from the bank. So all those things, if I'm thinking of the challenges you're asking in the light of entrepreneurship, those are very critical things that can make a business come alive or make it die. Many youths in this country would want to do their business, but access to capital sometimes is just a very hard thing. So for an example of access to capital was that I had to go for my family to my brother, who was a bit well-to-do then. I had to squeeze him out, get the money to start up the business somehow, some way. It wasn't eventually the right thing to do as at then, but I'm happy I did it then. Now everybody looks back and they are okay, I did something with this money, not like I blew it or anything. But it was hard for me at that point because they were not going to listen. Nobody was going to listen to me that, okay, I want to do this business, but I need so amount of money. And they're like, what would you do with that amount of money? Like, what happens if it fails and all that? So challenges to me, I really don't have that one big challenge that I can remember. They come every day, every single day.
Everyday challenges for business.
Yeah, so we have to I like to encourage people to think of challenges as an everyday thing that you must. Even if you are lazy, there are challenges in this country. Even if you don't want to work or you want to do yahoo, it's a big challenge in this country to do anything. So it's just worthwhile to make sure that the challenges that you're overcoming daily are challenges that are positive, that moves you to a positive direction. Not for example, if you are taking a typical Yahoo boy, they go through their own challenges as well before they get people, before they swindle people. But at the end of the day, the challenges that they overcome every day makes them get money and all those things, but it ends up badly. They get arrested, or their life ends, or they die, or something critical, something terrible happens. So it's better for you the challenges that you choose to solve, I prefer that you use it in the right direction, in the light of helping others or creating something or doing something positive, such that you build because the more challenges you cover every day, the better you are for it. Starting a business off in the first year is a lot of challenge. By the second year, when it's growing and all that, it's less challenges. By the third, fourth, fifth year, you might not even be doing anything and the business is running, and you have overcome a set of series of challenges that have made the process continuously work for you. Even when you die, your company can keep working. But it just took you a couple of years to face those challenges and really solve them. So that's the way I like thinking of challenges. I don't have one big challenge that I can remember and tell everybody, because they happen every day. Once I solve it, you forget about it because the next one is right in front of you. So that will be my that's the way I see challenge. I get these questions a lot, but I usually don't know how to answer them better than the way I just did.
You've already answered the best way. If I may try to summarize what you're trying to say about challenge, challenge is everything, and you talk about sustainability of whatever you're doing, that even if you want to take any challenge, make sure it's a challenge that leads to something at the end of the day that will be sustainable, that will be at least feasible and positive. So we really appreciate.
Yes.
Now, another thing is, I can see with the way you do your business, you actually take digital technology to be at the forefront of it. In other words, what can you say about either you want to career generally, you want to get a job, or you want to go into entrepreneurship? What are the positive side of digital technology? How is that an advantage to get things done easier or faster?
So I'll answer it like this. So right now, the digital space is not like an advantage, it's the way of life.
Wow.
So as you can see, you've been saying it over a couple of years before now, but with this lockdown thing, you can see how everything has changed all of a sudden. The change was coming, gradually coming, but this has accelerated it. So for anybody out there, you just have to join the train or you die. Like, it's just like the case of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs could not, move on, evolve as big as they were. They could not evolve and all that, and they died out. Like, we have no dinosaurs again. Their history. So, if you don't want to be a dinosaur in this generation, you just have to. No matter what you do, is your career, your everything you do, your way of life. You have to have that technology awareness. You have to be aware, and you have to be able to engage technology in these times, because without it, your life will be very miserable and you will miss out on very many things. So when it comes to business, there's no way to do business now other than to put technology as an advantage. It's still you can still call it an advantage in this what do you call it, like, environment, because not too many businesses have taking a full advantage of it. But soon enough, the businesses that don't take advantage of it will die off. That's just the truth. So my advice is, you just have to get on the train. You got to get on the bandwagon. Except you are in your 70s, 80s, they might not have to bother. But this generation, the youth, you just have to, no matter what. And, Nigeria is a place where a lot of youth are, getting on technology easily. Either for good or bad, but, many people are adapting quite easily, and it's a good thing.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's a very, very, very beautiful answer to the digital technology question. Then there's no way, I know you don't have the experience when it comes to employability, but if you want to advise, teenagers and youths out there, if at all your ambition is to get a job and then move the ladder to the up, what advice can you give? Talking about our educational system, university, you were there, you see the way things are. Then moving from there to getting a job, what advice can you give before we start talking about entrepreneurship?
Okay. So in these times now, you have to be on your top of your game. That's just the truth. No matter, and it's open to anyone now, because nowadays it's no longer going to be about your certificate, except for very specialized, things like, say, medicine or law. When it comes to general, everyday, general services and all that, HR roles, all those typical roles, you have to be on top of your game. And it's easy to get resources to be on top of your game nowadays, because there are, there's a lot of resources out there online. There's a lot of resources, that you can, even apart from the four walls of a school. So you have to, the way I see it now is that you have to be ahead of you have to, get your information about whatever course of life, whatever course or study you are taking. You have to use the internet to get resources as to back up whatever you learn in school, or to expand your writing more than what you learn in school. Because what you learn in a typical Nigerian school, is not going to help you Like it's very, very basic, or even many times it's even not what you are supposed to be learning. But because Nigeria prioritizes, this certificate thing, so that might be a reason why people have to still go to school to finish school in Nigeria. Other than that, except your school is different and you are getting quality education, I'll advise that you're first to be able to push yourself above that ladder, to be able to push yourself above your equals. You have to get more information online, and it's free. There are so many courses you can take online. We are coming to a time where specialized courses are going to make a lot of difference, because some skills alone, like if you just specialize on a skill, on one simple skill, you could earn more than someone who goes to school studying for 4 years. And all those resources are there. There are so many skills you can learn right now. Apart from even coding and all that, you could do, stock taking, all sorts of things that are needed right now, that you have to just push yourself that this is my service, this is what I do, and make sure that you actually know what you do. And with time, once you are recognized as as a force in that direction, that particular thing, you can actually own an industry. It's happening already. We are seeing people who are specializing in there are accountants now that have changed the way accounting is done.
Exactly.
They are literally owning that market as it is. And examples like that. So you just have to take advantage of the internet to expand your horizon and to push yourself to learn more than your mates are learning in school. And then with that, you are assured of a very, very good job, and you're also assured of scaling up growing up faster in in whatever you choose as for a job.
Wow, that's beautiful. I talk about entrepreneurship. I know your own experience is quite different from others. Yours is from school to starting a business quick, but some people still believe when you want to bring into entrepreneurship, the best is for you, maybe you get some experience, raise capital, like that. What can you give an example to the youth, the teenagers like out there who want to go into entrepreneurship? What is the best route? Go to school, get a job, raise capital, or from school, maybe while you're still in school, start, kind of entrepreneurship idea and some other things.
Yeah, good question. So I think it depends on the person, and it depends on your journey. Like it depends on how life takes you. Mine had to be that way because of certain circumstances. I didn't choose that. I didn't actually say that, okay, I'm not going to go to school. I'm just going to do this and all that. But things came about that was the way I went. So, but either way is good. It's good to start early. That's one thing I know. It's also good to get experience, because if you work in an environment for a while, there are things that you learn that would help you start off your business. There are mistakes I made that you won't make if you actually went through, learned under someone, worked in a company and learned processes and things like that, that I as a person will not, I made those mistakes that you would not make if you go through that process. So I think it's number one, your process, and it's about you taking advantage of the situation around you. If the situation warrants that you can actually start off something, I advise that you start off, because it's the earlier the better. It's the more, entrepreneurship is a lot different from working in a company. It can be similar in many ways, but it's a lot different. There's a way that it gets you to think. There's a way it gets you to move fast with your own thoughts or actions and all that, compared to a normal person who went to a typical school and stuff a typical work environment and all like that. So so I'll leave it to that. It depends on your journey, but in that journey, be very aware, be very open, be ready to. Even when you are in even when you are in, say, a company working for another person, you have to be ready to learn, take advantage of work. If there's work out there for someone to do and nobody's doing it, do it because it helps. With that experience, it's invaluable. You can't buy those kind of experiences. So yeah, so that's it for me. It depends on your journey, but no matter the journey that you take advantage of every problem around you, because it's when you solve problems that people see you as a resourceful person. I mean, people who want to employ people today are looking for people that will take on their job seriously more than they will even take it. So once you are that kind of person, it's not going to be hard for you to get through your journey, either as someone working or as an entrepreneur.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a beautiful one there. But can you tell us a little about your present company, Price Valley? I think I've been to the website, but at least you can let us know.
No problem. So Price Valley was built to solve a problem that is actually a very big problem in Africa. It was a problem that I faced myself. So so I got married 2 years ago. So after my wedding, 3 months into our marriage, my wife would usually take data of how much we spend on everything, and I could see how much we were spending on food. So it was quite high, but my initial thought was that food is expensive like that and all that. But I saw that it was actually a problem peculiar to Nigeria, not like a global problem. Like food is not expensive in so many other countries, but in Nigeria, it's a big problem. So in Nigeria and some other African countries, we have problem of affordable food items, safety of food, and quite a number of other issues around that food industry. So my first thought was that, okay, how do we help people buy food at lower prices compared to retail? So the first, the usual thing people do to do that is to buy wholesale and share it. So by the time you are buying wholesale, you are getting some discounts off, and when you share it, you are getting more value for money compared to you buying at retail alone. So we tested that out. We studied the market, studied how people do that, and we just came up with a technology layer to enable that culture of buying already. So that was how we came about Price Valley, and we've been helping people buy food since then. Especially this COVID-19 period, it came in handy to help people buy food so as to flatten that curve of infections and all that. So I'm really happy about the business, and it's growing, and I can only say we thank God.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Loda. I really appreciate your time and all the advice and the knowledge and experience you share with us. We might still need you some other time. And like I said,
no problem.
It comprises of some, like you read in the invitation, we have the one we're doing right now. And then we also have the live, but thank God to COVID-19, we are unable to go live because we do it every month. But in the full show, we might also invite you to come up to the live, project teams to talk to our teenagers and youth out there. We normally do it inside Lagos State University. That is where we are moving to.
Okay.
So, and of course, we also have some other program and annual, conference for the youth as well. So we are going to be looking forward to invite you some other time. And I really appreciate you give us the audience. Thank you so much. And
thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for what you're doing. I think what you're doing is really, really important. And the more people we have with the right mindset, the better for our country. Because we've seen the damage of people trying to get rich overnight. You see the damage in our society is critical. So thanks for what you're doing, and I wish you, a successful story at the end of the day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.